Good evening to a star-studded event, and welcome to the Blood Red Carpet. We are the Sons of Haddonfield. As always, I'm Ian, and this is Josh.
I feel bad. I'm underdressed.
You always dress up for the award shows,
I am
man.
underdressed. I feel horrible.
You get worse dressed.
I would. But hey, I am repping Danielle Harris.
You are.
So at least I have that going for me tonight.
You do. And it rocks, and we're glad for you to be here with us.
So this is going to be fun. The Oscars are coming up later tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm excited.
Always a big thing for us. We always have fun with the Oscars.
A star-studded event, if you will.
Always. It's always fun we fill out our own ballot, try to follow along, see how well we can do with our predictions of how we think the Oscars are going to play out. We come pretty close.
Yeah.
Usually we come pretty close. You you rock it. Usually.
Yeah, most years. That one year you beat me, and
you're still upset about it.
Yeah, it stings.
But you know what? The Oscars doesn't have a lot of love for our beloved horror genre.
That is true. It is very rare when a horror movie or a thriller like this gets nominated.
Why do you think that is? Why doesn't the horror genre get the love that it deserves?
Because it has a bad rap.
It does. And so if we go back to as recently as a couple of years ago,
Get Out won for best screenplay.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I was very shocked. Honestly, I'm really happy Get Out won the Oscar, but I did not pick it that year because why would it?
Yeah.
Horror movies never get picked.
Never.
Regardless of who's in it.
Silence of the Lambs back in 1990.
That's more of a crime drama thriller than a horror movie.
I mean, yeah.
Although yes, it's about a cannibal who eats people, so it falls into that category.
It gets thrown into the horror genre. I don't know if it really is a true horror film, though.
Yeah, I don't consider it like a true horror movie in that regard, even though I do consider it a horror movie, if that makes sense.
I know what you're talking about.
I know why it got the recognition, because it's an amazing movie, but it's not a horror.
And
movie.
the same with The Shape of Water. Mm-hmm. That won a few years ago.
It's more of a fairy tale love story drama.
Exactly. It's not a horror movie. It gets thrown into that genre a lot, I think, because of the monster aspect. But really, it's more of a drama. It's a love story. It's a
fantasy.
A fantasy, yeah, kind of fantasy. Del Toro delivers with that regard. So,
but in my heart, they're still horror movies. However, they're not. Yeah,
they're on the bubble of horror movies, But we can look back to all the amazing movies that deserved attention at the Oscars and amazing performances. Even Toni Collette in Hereditary. So many people, myself included, thought that she should have been nominated.
She was snubbed.
A few years ago, was snubbed from it. And it's, why do you think that horror does not get the love that it deserves from the major Academy award shows, So what we have done is we have given them the love they deserve.
Yes, we have.
We are going with the SLASHY Awards. And what I always think of when we say that is Ashy Slashy, the puppet.
I should have brought the puppet.
Yeah, you have the puppet. He could have done the nominations and stuff for us. But yeah, we got the SLASHYs. Fangoria just did the Chainsaw Awards that they have. That was presented live on Shudder. That was a really cool thing.
It was fun.
So yeah, I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
We have some nominees. We have some envelopes here with the winners on them. The winners do not get anything. Sorry if you win something. You don't get anything from two guys doing videos in the basement.
And we know that we love your films.
Let's get this going, man.
What's our first category?
Best score is up first.
Oh, some killer tunes on there.
What nominees do we have for this one?
Our nominees are Uncle Peckerhead, the punk rock movie about a demon roadie who helps a band get their tour going.
Yeah.
But he's a demon, so he eats people and
Well, you
murders
can't
people
trust
along the way.
him. Yeah, you can't trust him.
You can't really trust a demon. However, great soundtrack because it's punk rock.
Heck yeah.
Up next, we have PG-13, Psycho Gorman.
Psycho Gorman.
It's about an alien who comes up out of the ground, and he was released, another demon, and gets controlled by these kids to help save them and defeat the other evil demons. And
if you
monsters.
haven't seen Psycho Gorman, it is the heckin' best. So,
And if you don't like it, you can frig off.
Frig off. Frig right off. And if you have
kidding.
seen the movie, then you understand those references. And if you haven't, please do yourself a favor and see this amazing movie. It is like a mix between 90s TV shows on Saturday morning cartoons that we grew up with.
And the Power Rangers.
Yeah, like Power
Ranger
Rangers.
animation.
So good, man. Awesome. Check it out.
Also, again, great score on all these films that we have nominated.
Yeah, they're nominated for a reason.
Up next is the intense, claustrophobic movie VFW, about a group of veterans in their VFW who get attacked by a gang of drugged up a-holes, if you will, and they have to fight them off. And again, killer score.
Fantastic score, fantastic movie. Check it out.
Up next is Possessor, a movie. It's really hard to explain. You take this one.
I'm not even going to try to take this one. If you've seen it, you probably love it or you probably hate it. There's not a lot of middle ground for this movie. I was on the love it side of it.
I also loved
the
it.
visual artwork it presented, the story that it told, it's
about
phenomenal.
Taking over brains to kill people.
Yeah, it's about
like virtually.
It's a possession type movie. It's called Possessor. It's about that, just not in the demonic Satan sense that we've come to know. It's an upgrade to that story, kind of, if you will. So.
And last but not least, in the score category, we have The Dark and the Wicked for its eerie, eerie tunes.
There's a completely
About demonic.
atmospheric, eerie music throughout that entire movie that really led to it being as scary as it was.
Freaked me the F out.
Would you like to do the honors, or you want me to?
I will take the honors on this one.
There you go.
So, for best score, the drum roll, please. And the winner is Psycho Gorman, PG-13.
Psycho Gorman. Seriously, if you guys have not checked that movie out, please do so. It is an incredible throwback style movie to like the early 90s Saturday morning cartoons. Best screenplay is coming up next. So, nominees.
The nominees are Scare Me.
Scare Me is a great example of what you can do with an amazing story and not a lot of money.
Minimal cast.
Minimal cast, minimal settings, just story. The story drives that movie, and it is phenomenal.
It's great. Up next, we have The Wolf of Snow Hollow by Jim Cummings.
Jim Cummings directed it, he acted in it, he produced it, just like Josh Rubin did on Scare Me.
Mm-hmm. The Wolf of Snow Hollow is a werewolf movie. A werewolf is attacking a town, and the cops trying to solve the case. I highly recommend checking that one out on Shudder.
It will turn you upside down with everything you thought you knew about werewolf movies. I was floored when I saw the ending. You will not see it coming, believe me.
Or you will.
And then the movie will not have done you justice.
Up next, we have The Invisible Man by Lee Winnell, which came out last year. It's a great movie about the Invisible Man.
I think we all know the story, The Invisible Man.
A modern take on it, and they did a fantastic job with that. Up next, we have The Mortuary Collection, a story about a mortuary.
Man, Shudder Originals are doing really good on this.
We have all Shudder Originals except for one on this list, or two on this list.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, The Mortuary Collection was really good. has a Clancy Brown in it. I'm a huge Clancy Brown fan, so anything with him, I'm automatically gonna like a little bit more just because he's in it. But it really tells a really cool story. Definitely check it out. It's a really cool anthology film, and it really ties everything together at the end, which a lot of anthology films don't do, and it's kind of frustrating. This one does a really nice job of putting it all in a nice package for you at the end.
And again, that one is on Shudder.
It is.
And last but not least, again, Psycho Gorman is nominated in this category for Best Screenplay.
Are we gonna have the first two? Are we gonna have a sweep? Psycho Gorman taking the first two categories?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's open it up and find out, right? I'll do this one since you did the last one. I'll open up the envelope. Best Screenplay goes to Scare Me.
Josh Rubin, bravo.
Fantastic. You have a little prop there from speaking of Scare Me.
It's not a prop. It's the actual screenplay for Scare Me by Josh Rubin. They're available, or were available, through Josh Rubin on Twitter. You'd send him a couple bucks, and he would send you the screenplay with a nice letter. Personalized about staying safe and enjoying the movie. And thank you for the support.
How cool is that? It has the screenplay in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a scene. Let's do a scene really fast. Here you go. Here we go. Okay, you be Fanny, and I'll be Fred, right there.
Laurie Strode in Halloween. Fred nods and huddles against the railing, playing young Sam now. Shadows licking his face, covering his whimpering mouth. Fred.
Oh, that's me. Okay.
That's you.
Sam watches the wolf, Lumber, by the door towards his mom, trying so hard not to make a peep. And that's when Mom gets in firing position. Smile, you son of a bitch! Whoa! I got a very aggressive scene. Okay, that's good.
Very Jaws.
No. That was intense. We just opened it up and I got a very intense scene. I got to yell. It was in all capitals, so I assume I was supposed to yell.
Highly recommend checking out Scare Me on Shudder.
Yeah. Fantastic screenplay. Like I said, you will never see a movie that does so much with so little before, and it is a fantastic job. Bravo to Josh Rubin.
It was fan-freaking-tastic.
What we got next?
Up next, we got Best Director.
Ooh, we're going into the big ones now.
Yeah, big categories.
These are big. Best Director. There's a ton of good movies out there. What are the nominees for Best Director?
The nominees for Best Director are Lee Winnell for The Invisible Man.
I feel like if we really wanted, The Invisible Man could be nominated in every single category.
It almost is.
It was so good.
It was great. All these movies were in our top 10 lists of last year, and they're great. So Lee Winnell, The Invisible Man, done. Up next, Jim Cummings for The Wolf of Snow Hollow.
We just talked about him, how he directed, how he starred, produced, wrote, everything. Wolf of Snow Hollow, definitely check it out.
It's one of my favorite werewolf movies of the current era. Up next, we have Rob Savage for Host.
I am a huge Host fan, guys. So we were in the middle of 2020, the middle of the pandemic. There was not a movie coming out that was not already made and it was getting put on VOD. There was nothing new coming out. And all of a sudden, Shudder releases this movie called Host, directed by Rob Savage, that was filmed during the pandemic. Everything was filmed separately. Each actor and actress had to create their own scenes. They weren't together at all. They had to do their own makeup. They had to do their own stunt work. They had to do their own effects. Everything. And Rob Savage managed to get all of this together and create the perfect time capsule film of what 2020 was. A Zoom call.
So it
was perfect. It was definitely a movie that really encapsulates 2020 in a nutshell. So I'm a huge Host fan. I'm pulling for you, Rob Savage, in this category.
Up next is Josh Rubin for Scare Me. Again, we've talked about Scary.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
A one-time winner already tonight.
One-time winner, yeah.
Already tonight.
Will they make it a two-time winner? Oh, no.
And Stephen Kostansky for
Psycho Gorman.
PG-13.
Already a one-time winner. Will he make it? Will the Psycho Gorman make it a double winner tonight?
We'll find out.
Best director, the envelope to you.
Here
A little
we go.
drum roll for you.
And the Slashy for Best Director, Lee Winnell for The Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man grabs the first Slashy of the night for them. Congratulations. Well deserved. Like I said, there's some movies that you just come out and you see them and you know they should be winning everything. Like, they are that good.
And you're instantly moved by them.
Yeah. And like the way that, we'll talk about it more later, I'm sure. But yeah, it's so good.
Anyway, up next we have the category for Best Actor.
Best Actor.
In a Motion Picture Horror. So, the nominees are Jim Cummings,
I'm hearing a lot of the same names on these.
Wolf of Step Hollow, Stephen Lang for VFW. Up next is Kevin James for Becky.
Hey, there's a new name.
There's a new name.
Kevin James. I think you have the wrong channel. You don't mean to tell me Kevin James was a star of a horror movie, do you?
He was.
He was.
Becky.
What?
The story about a psycho guy who breaks out of prison to find some money, and he ends up tormenting and torturing a young girl and her family.
And that young girl, Lulu Wilson, was also incredible in her role, too. But just seeing Kevin James as a psychotic Nazi killer,
Psycho.
whoo, that was something. And he nailed it. Little too good, if you ask me.
This is called good acting, which is why he's nominated for our Slashy.
Have you seen Paul Blart? He's not that good of an actor.
Yeah, I have seen that. I laughed my ass off. Up next, we have Josh Rubin for Scare Me.
Again, the guy is multi-talented.
Like Jim Cummings.
Yep.
And last but not least, Yu-on, hopefully I'm saying that name right, for the Netflix movie, or the movie on Netflix, #Alive, which is about a Korean guy who's trapped in his apartment during a zombie apocalypse.
So good. So we watched this movie. He put this on our Sons of Haddonfield movie board. If you don't know what that is, what is wrong with you, follow us on Instagram so you know what this is. He put it on there, and I'm like, okay. He put a zombie movie on the movie board. Yay! I love it. And I'm like, I'm just kind of over the zombie movies at the moment. Like, nothing new was coming out. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Besides The Walking Dead, which I continue to love. But then the night came where #Alive got picked, and I was blown away by it. It was so good.
It was incredible.
They did a fresh take with it, and it just felt,
I feel like
primo.
there are a lot of really good Korean zombie movies coming out in the current climate.
Yeah. They're nailing them.
Train to Busan is probably one of my favorite zombie movies. It's definitely in my top 4 or 5 of all time. That came out. I'm really excited to see Peninsula, which came out just this last week or so.
Yeah, that is on Shudder. Yeah.
Still have to check that one out. Probably going to do a double feature that soon. But I digress. Yu-on is nominated for his role. In
I hope we're saying that
Alive.
name correctly. If we're not, I apologize. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. If you are on the fence about it, because it's another zombie movie, like me, if you're kind of tired of them, do yourself a favor and check out #Alive on Netflix. You will not be disappointed.
And the Slashy for Best Actor goes to...
Oh, the envelope. Let's see what we got. You gonna give me a drum roll? Give me a drum roll, man. We're high budget here. The Slashy goes to Stephen Lang from VFW. Congratulations, you old rascal.
Stephen Lang was phenomenal in that role as the veteran who's broken down and has to fight off these crazy psychopunks to protect this girl.
First of all,
woman who's
the
doing
ensemble,
drugs.
ensemble cast in that movie, so good.
Martin Cove.
William Sadler. This is such a fun movie.
You got me the soundtrack for Christmas this last year. Highly recommend checking that out.
Definitely. If you haven't seen VFW, check it out. It is one of my big surprises of 2020. Fantastic.
It was great. The next category is Best Actress.
Best Actress. And no, it is not Toni Collette, because we're not giving it to her. That is past.
That was a couple years ago.
Although you deserve it. Are there any other nominees besides the person that won?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
Let's start.
Okay.
So
I feel like she owned this category this year, though. Like,
so we have Nina Josie, Hannah.
Yeah. Hopefully we're saying that name correctly too.
From
I'm not
Psycho
sure.
Gorman.
Plays Mimi.
Mimi, yep, the young kid.
Frig off. She is amazing in that movie.
Allison Brie for The Rental, which is about a bunch of people renting a house and bad things happen. Need I say more? No, I don't. It's a good movie. Check it out.
There you go.
Up next, Aya Cash for her role in Scare Me.
Yeah. Not The Boys.
Not
Although
The
The Boys is utterly terrifying in its own way.
But that is more of a...
Yeah, that's not a horror movie.
It's a TV show.
It is, and it's not horror. Although Aya Cash is a scary piece of garbage in that movie, in that series.
In that series, she's
But yeah, in Scare Me, she was incredible also.
Liana Liberato.
I'm giving her a round of applause. I have a feeling...
For The Beach House.
Yeah, from The Beach House. I have a feeling she's not going to win. And I have a strong feeling because I wrote the name inside the envelope that we're going to open it. So I don't think she's going to. But I want to give her...
You don't think?
I don't think. There might be a chance. Maybe you get in there and
always a chance.
scribbled it out and put her name on there.
Are you saying I tampered with these envelopes?
I hope not. I hope you didn't tamper.
Because that's bad.
I'm going to have to lock them inside the briefcase. But no, she was incredible in The Beach House. Another huge surprise for me last year. Another Shudder original. Definitely check out The Beach House. It is a really, really scary movie.
About the ocean and shit that comes out of it. Sorry for cursing for everyone in the Midwest. Anyway, and last but not least in this category, Elizabeth Moss for The Invisible Man. And drum roll,
I'll give you the
please.
drum roll, but it's not... If you're watching this, you probably know who we're going to give this to.
And it's Elizabeth Moss.
Come on! She was freaking incredible! She was incredible. Her portrayal of a woman who... just the empowerment that she had towards the end of the movie and everything that she overcome, the struggle that she overcame was incredible. And Elizabeth Moss was outstanding.
Knocked it out of the park.
Why is she not nominated for a real Oscar? She has to settle for a slashy from us.
Because it's a horror movie.
Exactly.
And the Academy doesn't like horror movies.
Ugh, stupid Academy.
I think. Well, we love you and we'll be watching on Sunday.
We will.
Well,
before we go on to Best Picture, we did not give out an award for anything to do with TV.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not mean that there were not amazing TV series created last year. I just want to say personally that Lovecraft Country, anything to do with TV, we're talking TV movie, we're talking TV series, miniseries, anything, limited series, Lovecraft Country, hands down, would have won for both of us. It was just an incredibly powerful and emotional series. It did not win the Golden Globe.
It wasn't nominated for a ton of them.
It was only nominated for one. Is it nominated for an Oscar?
No.
It's not, right?
Because they don't do
they don't do TV. So it's not going to win anything, and that is a horrible disgrace to the show. I can't say enough good things about Lovecraft Country.
Journey Smollett was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
She would have given Elizabeth Moss a run for the Best Actress category, I feel, had we included
like
TV
combined TV with the movies.
With movies this year. It was amazing. And The Haunting of Bly Manor was also really phenomenal, I thought. Those were the two standouts for me.
But we're not doing TV. Just wanted to throw those out there as definitely should check them out.
As disclaimers as to why these people weren't nominated.
So, Best Picture, here we go.
The big one.
Run us down the list of nominees.
The Best Picture nominees are The Invisible Man by Lee Winnell, Scare Me, Josh Rubin, The Wolf of Snow Hollow, Jim Cummings, The Host, Becky, The Rental, Psycho Gorman. Those are our 7.
There we go. That's the list. That's the nominees for the Best Picture of the 2021 Slashies.
2020.
So 2020.
Because movies came out last
Well,
year.
I mean, a couple of those came out this year. Psycho Gorman came out this
2020, 2021.
year.
There you go. Here you go.
Here we go. Here we go. The winner is, should we say it together? The Invisible Man. Congratulations. The Best Picture one was kind of tough to pick for us.
It was because like I had it in my favorites of last year. Like that was number one. It was not your number one.
It was second for me. The only movie I had over it was Host, but when it came down to Best Picture, although I feel like Host was, my favorite movie of 2020, The Invisible Man was the better movie, if that makes sense. And then the other one for me that was really tough was Psycho Gorman. I guarantee you that's probably going to finish in my top 1 or 2 movies of 2021. But again, when compared to what the subject matter and what The Invisible Man was really dealing with,
and how it portrayed
everything, and the outcome is really no comparison in that either. So
tell us below, what were your favorites from last year? Do you agree with our list?
Or do you think we're idiots? Tell us below. Tell us your choices for the categories that we had.
Well, please don't say we're idiots because I'm sensitive. Just kidding. We hope you enjoyed watching the Slashies, and we'll see you next time.
And tell us who you think is going to win Best Picture in the Oscars.
I think Minari.
You're going Minari?
Well, so it's either, in my mind, Minari or Judas and the Black Messiah or Promising Young Woman. One of those three. I haven't completely figured it out, like in my head.
I feel like,
but at the current time, I'm leaning Minari.
I see. I would love for Promising Young Woman to get it. I feel like they're not going to do that movie justice like they always do, and they're not going to go that way. If they don't, my hopes would be that it goes to Judas and the Black Messiah. That was an incredibly powerful film as well. So those are our hopes and predictions. Tell us your predictions for tonight's Oscars, and let us know, who do you think here. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.